Today we're going to talk about arithmetic sequences. Arithmetic sequences are a sequence of numbers, and a sequence is a set of numbers, and those numbers are called the terms of the sequence. For it to be an arithmetic sequence, the difference between successive terms is constant. So the difference has to be constant. So I'm going to give you an example of an arithmetic sequence. To determine if it is arithmetic or not, you simply look at the difference between the numbers. So from 3 to 5, I had to add 2. Then from 5 to 7, I had to add 2. 7 to 9, add 2. 9 to 11, add 2. Because this difference is the same for every pair of numbers, this is an arithmetic sequence. And this number here is your common difference. And the common difference is denoted by the letter D. And in this case, D equals 2. Let's look at another example. In this example, to get from the first value to the second value, I have to add 1/8. Now I know that because I can make 1/2 a fraction in terms of eighths. So if I wanted an 8 on bottom, I'd have to multiply 2 by 4, and 1 by 4 is 4. So that's 4 over 8. And 4 over 8 plus 1 over 8 gives me 5 over 8. Now to go from 5/8 to 3/4, again I will add 1/8, because 5/8 plus 1/8 is 6/8 that I can reduce to 3/4. Then I'm going to go from 3/4 to 13/16. And to go from 3/4 to 13/16, I'm only adding 1/16. And I know this because to make this 16, I multiply times 4, and I get 16 on bottom and 12 on top. And to go from 12/16 to 13/16, I add 1/16. In this case, since these terms are not constant, this is not an arithmetic sequence. It is not arithmetic, and I cannot get my common difference. Let me just denote that for you over here, that this is called the common difference. Common difference, okay? Now, you can use that common difference to write an equation for the sequence. To write an equation, and we're going to go ahead and use example 1, you use the formula a sub n equals a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. The common difference d goes here. A sub n says any term in this sequence. A sub 1 says that is the first term. So in this case, our very first term is 3. So that's going to go here. And then you simply leave n minus 1 alone. Okay? So I'm going to plug in my first term and my common difference. So a sub n equals 3 plus n minus 1 times my common difference of 2. Now to make this look like an equation, I have to do a little bit of simplification over here. I notice that I can take this 2 and I can distribute 2 to n and 2 to negative 1. So I get a sub n equals 3 plus 2n minus 2. Then I have some like terms. I have 3 and negative 2. So I can reduce that and combine those terms and get a sub n equals 2n plus 1. This is the equation for this sequence of numbers. And it's an arithmetic sequence, so I use the formula for an arithmetic sequence. And this is the formula you use to find the nth term. And by nth term, that just means any value they give you. So in this case, they could say, find the 20th term in the sequence. Well, to find the 20th term, I just take 20 and I plug it in for n. So I'd have a sub n equals 2 times 20 plus 1. Well, 2 times 20 is 40, and 40 plus 1 is 41. Excuse me, not a sub n anymore. A sub 20, because that's what I replaced n with. So a sub 20 is 41. And you go back and box those things we found that were answers. They could also ask you which term of the sequence is 33. So in this case, they didn't give me the n value. They said, what is n? What is my a sub? What is my n? When I know the sequence is 33. So I would say, where I would replace all of a sub n with 33. So 33 equals 2n plus 1. And here I'm solving for n. I'm going to start by subtracting 1 from both sides. And I get 32 equals 2n. Divide both sides by 2, and I get n equals 16. So the 16th term, is 33. Okay? Now, sometimes you don't need to use the equation, the formula to find an equation to find the next term. Sometimes you can just do it. Like if I gave you, and I'm using the same example, example 1, if I gave you that sequence, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11, and I said, find the next 3 terms. You could do that without the equation. You simply just follow the pattern. So you add 2 to each one. Well, the next 3 terms are going to be 13, 15, and 17. Those will be the next 3 terms, because I just finished the pattern. So you only use the equation when you need to. If they just ask you to find the next term or the next 3 terms, you can do that without the equation. Now, sometimes what they'll do is they'll have you use this equation and they'll ask you to graph it. You guys already know how to do that. If they ask you to graph, you just simply take this equation and you write it in y equals form. Y equals 2x plus 1. Plug this into the calculator under y equals and look at the table. And the table will give you the values you need to graph. That pretty much sums up arithmetic sequences. I'm only going to give you these examples because I don't personally feel like you need to see many more examples on this. If you're unsure, make sure you're asking me questions tomorrow in class about how to write the equation and how to find it.